You are watching Night Vision TV, home of Henryetta Athletics, powered by Love Ford, right here in Henryetta. Well, good evening, H-Town. Back to Friday evening here. Coach Justin Bean, Coach Kevin Adler here on Week 10, last game of the regular season coaches show. Didn't get to bring one last week because Coach Adler and I were completely hooked up all at the end of the week and just couldn't get together to do that. But big win on Friday night, Coach, last week against Spyro. You know, we didn't get to talk about the week before, which we won't talk a whole lot about, but, you know, tough loss against Antlers, who was just a really physical, strong running football team. Was a good game, but I know things. Just talk just a little bit about that Antlers game, and then we'll move right on into Spyro.
Yeah, you know, they put in an entirely new offense, so they showed up and
oh, really? I was wondering about that.
Yeah, it was nothing we had seen on film before. They had a couple guys out. And it was just pretty clear, you know, I talked to Coach White, him and I are pretty good friends, and they basically were getting nothing out of what they were doing, and they were coming off their worst performance of the year against Wilburton. They knew how important that game against us was, as did we, and so they came up with something just completely different. Brand new kid at quarterback. The quarterback moved to running back. Their best running back, that was the first game he came back to running back since like week 2 or week 3, and so everything was just new. We didn't get to our checks defensively quick enough just to get us an answer, and then, you know, we're driving to score at the very end, which those district points would have been huge, and just came up short on the 2-yard line. So tough loss, but proud of the way we responded last week. You know, we could have just kind of checked it in per se, and our kids are resilient and didn't do that, and so they came out, and once I stopped getting cute on offense, we started executing pretty well.
Yeah, a lot of misdirection in that Antlers running game, which I felt like, if you weren't preparing for that all week long, it would be even more confusing for the guys. But at the same time, even having to deal with that on the fly, our kids battled back all night long, and you know, we're like 4th and 21, getting ready to get the ball back down 1 score, and kid throws up a prayer, and you know, we were down because Nady went down in the secondary a little bit, Kona having to go both ways. So it was just kind of one of those nights where it's like everything we tried to do. I know we got a few face mask penalties, which is probably, I don't think that's a lack of discipline. I think that's just guys trying to tackle people and you just get caught in the wrong spot. So those things probably hurt us a little, but we're right there at the end, and I think, I don't know how many people knew how big that final possession was there at about the 20. I know you did, because we had talked a little bit about, you know, points briefly, except we weren't talking about that because it wasn't going to come down to it.
Right.
But yeah, so, and you're right, going into the Spyro game, you know, everybody kind of by that time had felt and knew that some things were going to have to, you weren't in control of your destiny anymore, but you handled business against Spyro. We'll talk a little bit about what all that looks like here in just a minute, but you mentioned when you stopped trying to be cute. Talk a little bit about the Spyro game offensively. You guys pitched a shutout on defense, played really, really well. Had some guys with energy, I thought played well. So just talk a little bit about that game.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, it was nice to have Miko back.
Oh, yeah.
Been waiting on that one. Would have liked to have him back a week earlier, but, you know, he gave us a spark defensively and really helped us on the edge there. And, you know, offensively, it's funny. You know, everything we did, we practiced all week. And it was just little things here and there. Of, you know, you get 10 guys doing it and 1 guy not doing it, and so it all blows up. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's a little bit of put some things on film, make other people prepare for it, but also making sure our kids have fun. You know, it's hard when you go on the 3-game losing streak like that. So we changed up practice a little bit that week and kind of did some funky things offensively just to kind of get them bought in and let them have some fun. And, you know, we got into that ninja formation again later, and we finally got what we needed to do out of it. But just some things here and there, again, just to keep our kids engaged, let them have a little bit of fun, but also put them in a position to where they can make big plays.
Yeah, and you almost wish our schedule lined up those 3 teams, actually 4, with Wilburton right on the the front end of Valiant and Vian, and then you finish with Antlers. You know, the 4 teams that have the chance to make the playoffs besides us are all bam right back to back. So that was a little bit of just kind of a luck of the draw type situation where you would have loved to have had a Spyro in between Vian and Antlers. You know, I'm sure that would have helped a little bit.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. So many of the teams in our district ended up with that. Antlers had it earlier where I believe they went Valiant, then Vian, then Wilburton, then us. And then Wilburton kind of finished that way as well. They had 1 game in the middle, but they still had 4 of us in 5 games in a 5-game span. And so, it's just one of those deals where we had it. We had everything we wanted to do there, especially in the Antlers game, and we just kind of came up short.
Yeah. In the Spyro game, just looking at statistics, Henryetta had 18 first downs, Spyro 10. In rushing, we ran for 266 yards, which is, you'll take that every Friday night, plus Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Spyro did rush for 158. They had a couple kids that ran the ball hard. You know, I mean, have they won a game this year?
But I mean, I know you talked about it on the live stream, and we talked about it a lot all week. Just the tradition of that program, and they don't want to be over, and so we knew we were going to get a good effort out of them, and they kind of were banged up, and so their numbers are down. Plus being banged up, they kind of had to get to some things again. Some of that stuff we hadn't seen on film again, and so people are going to hit big plays when you play football. So I was proud of our guys for tackling and putting up a 0.
Yeah, awesome. Passing department, Kona throws for 178. Spyro only 12 yards. I know you were probably pleased with passing. We did a good job. I thought HK played really well in secondary, jumping some of those little tight end dump routes there over the middle in a kind of a couple of key moments there early in the first half.
Yep, yeah, we broke it. They got us on the first one, which we had practiced all week, and then we broke up the next 2 that they ran on 4th down, and so which is a good response.
Sure. 444 yards total offense for Henryetta, 170 for Spyro. Going through the score by score, our guys that hit pay dirt, Gavin Williams, 57-yard pass from Nakona Johnson. Man, Gavin has been just a solid dude all year long, has he not?
Yeah, I was just talking to Coach McGuire about him a little bit ago, and to me, he's an all-state player probably, and so he's been great. Just continues to get better and be a really good leader on this football team.
57-yard pass from brother Nakona. Kick failed that was the end of the first quarter score. Second quarter score, Gavin, another 13-yard pass from Nakona. I actually called that right before it happened too. I'm like, it's about time we get 11 the ball again, and you guys threw it right to him on that next play. Alex Clayton, 29-yard pass. It's good to see him get in the end zone.
First career touchdown for Alex Clayton, and so that was a priority. We said all week, we're going to get him in the end zone. We called that play. I said, here you go, buddy. You got to go score, and just great effort from him. Probably should have been tackled at the 5, and refused to go down. So super, super proud of Alex.
And Alex has just kind of been one of those guys that flies under the radar, I think, a lot. I mean, he mainly plays on defense, but he's never really hurt the team, in my opinion. He's just always kind of been real solid, kind of like Gavin. So that was great to see him get in and score. It was also great to see Mr. Will Perez get going a little bit on offense. 10-yard run at the closeout of the second quarter. Henryetta was up 26-0 at the half, and then Will comes right back in the third quarter quickly with a 20-yard run plus, a few more. I can remember one where he ran it down to about the 20. We get a penalty. They back us up 15, and then he runs the next play right back down to the same spot. So I thought Will, and he looked like he got boogered up again on his first carry.
Yeah, that second or third carry, I mean, the grass was thick, and he kind of lost his footing, and I definitely held my breath, but I mean, yeah, without penalties, he probably rushes for over 200, but he said it was the best he's felt in a long time, and so it was nice just to kind of see his body letting him go out and showcase what he could really do.
Yeah, and then Joseph Cummings, who ran the ball extremely hard and played well Friday night, 11-yard run to close out the scoring in the fourth quarter. You're right, it was nice to see Miko back. We didn't think we'd probably see him on the football field again this year. But what happened on that? He just kind of was tired of sitting and watching, or he just started feeling a lot better?
So the stuff with his knee, they were just trying to be cautious with it. We thought surgery was going to kind of happen, go in and scope it, try to get better. for basketball season, and just because he's so young, and we've got a whole career to look at, and the waiting game with scheduling surgery and all that it basically came into. I was talking to his mom, and he was kind of cutting around at how just kind of being a kid, and mom was like, "How'd you do that?" And so they went and re-got the MRI and saw that everything was kind of healing on its own, and so decided to give it a go. And so we're still limiting him. We really need him on defense more than we do offense, but he'll be back on offense a little bit this week.
So this week, tonight, Atoka, Wampus Cats, who record's not good, but they have shown the ability to score points at times. So what are we going to see tonight out of Atoka that potentially could give us problems on either side of the ball?
Look, they're extremely young. There's a lot of negative things that come with young teams, but one of the things is you just don't know any better sometimes. It's their senior night. Their running back's a senior. I know they got a couple other seniors that play, but they start a ton of freshmen. The quarterback in particular is a freshman, and he is the younger brother of a Division I athlete. His brother, I believe, plays baseball at Oklahoma State, and he is getting better and better every single week. They got a big O lineman, the right tackle. I want to say he's like 6'8", 3 something, and he's a freshman. And so they got the pieces. Coach Ring's done a really good job down there in his first year of, they're getting better every single week. And we've been lucky. We've seen a lot of film on them. They just so happen to kind of play everybody right before we do. And so I've kind of been following them throughout the year, and, they're continuing to get better and kind of just find different ways to get their best players the ball. 7, 8, and 9, plus the quarterback 17. All those dudes can change the game. They're all pretty young pieces, and playing at home on your senior night, I know how we felt going into that, and how our kids felt wanting to play for the seniors, and so I know those kids are going to have that. And something we talked about all week is they can't make the playoffs no matter what happens, and so this is the last game they get to play 100% until August, and so wanting to finish out the right way, finish with positive momentum going into spring workouts and their next sport, and going into spring football in May. They're going to want all the momentum in the world. So, we know that going in, and we still have an outside shot of the playoffs, and so our kids are motivated and ready to go this week.
You mentioned outside shot. The hardest thing to do, I'm sure, is to continue to tell your guys you have to take care of your own business, because you never know what's going to happen. I've tried to explain it best I could. I know I've had people ask me, like, what are you even talking about, points and this and that? We beat Wilburton. Why would we not go over then? Essentially, if all three win tonight, it's a three-way tie, and everybody's beat each other. Mm-hmm. So district points are allowed in each district win or loss. You can gain up to 15 per win or lose 15 per loss. And that's just a matter of the marginal points in your deal. So we win by 40, we gain 15 against Spyro. So the Morris Eagles, our rival, is on the road at Wilburton. Antlers goes to Spyro. My thoughts are we need to be Morris fans tonight, as well as beat Atoka by 15, because if correct me if I'm wrong, Wilburton has to beat Morris by 10 or more to seal third, mm-hmm. Correct?
Yeah, third.
That's what we're looking for. So Morris, they don't necessarily have to beat Wilburton, but if they play a close game with 9 points or less.
Yeah, if they play Wilburton to 9 or less and we win by 15, we go. On the off chance that Morris pulls the upset and completely beats Wilburton, and it doesn't matter, as long as we win, we'll finish fourth. And actually, as long as Antlers wins, then it once again will create a three-way tie between us, Wilburton, and Atoka, which could be just wild stuff. That's crazy. But yeah, we're definitely Morris Eagle fans tonight. I talked to Coach Whitlock last week, a little bit earlier this week, and definitely tried to give them all the help I could. So
yeah,
again, that's been the message all week is I'll tell you when we're out. So until you guys hear that we're out, you guys got to take care of business, because how much would it stink to lose your last game of the year and find out that all you do is win, and somebody else did their job. So let's just take care of us, and if we end the season on a 2-game win streak and it's not our plan to go to the playoffs this year, then we'll learn from it. We'll be better for it in the future. But at the end of the day, we just got to focus on the Wampus Cats, and we'll let everybody else just go line up and play each other.
The Knights come into tonight's game at 5-4 on the year, so a win would send them out 6-4. A winning season, right there on the verge. Just, hopefully it doesn't come down to that. But there have been plenty of years that 6-4 would be plenty enough. 4-3 in a district would be plenty enough to get you in to the playoffs. But Coach, I know you'll keep after them. Good luck tonight. Hopefully we get to do a coach's show next week when we're probably traveling to Adair or Wyandotte or Salina, one of the three.
If we get in, we're going to Adair, more than likely, unless something crazy happens and Antlers were to lose to Spyro, which, let's just be real, it's not going to happen. Then we would, if it was just us and Wilburton, we'd have the head-to-head and we would go to Salina. So if we get in, we're going to Adair.
So if things don't go our way in terms of points or wins or losses tonight, Coach, this might be the last opportunity you get to talk just a little bit about this senior class. Going to potentially play their last game in a Henryetta uniform. Take just a second as we close out to talk about this group of seniors and what they've meant to Henryetta football, not just this year, but in the past 4.
Yeah, I mean, they've built the foundation for what's to come. The first time I got the job, I went in and met with them in the auditorium, and I said, you guys have a chance to define what the legacy of your football careers are going to look like. You guys can be the start of something special, or you can be in the stands while we start something special. And I truly believe they're laying the foundation for Henryetta football to be better in the future. They're great young men, most importantly, and I've absolutely loved having every single one of them. And so if this is our last game, I'll be following them for sure on the hardwood or on the wrestling mat, or maybe get out on the golf course for a little bit and go follow a couple of them around. And so super thankful for them and their commitment to this team this year, and I'll do anything I can to help them in the future.
We'd like to thank you guys, our loyal Night Vision KVTV fans, for following Henryetta football all season long. We will obviously be rolling in Atoka tonight as long as everything works out. Last week we had the space. We get in there. We have 0 internet service on our hotspot, on my phone hotspot. Luckily, there was a guy there who brought along his little T-Mobile thing that he has at home. He just brought it with him that was calling the game out of Fort Smith, I believe. It was some radio station out of Fort Smith, and that's how you got to watch. And so, again, we'll plan on being there tonight. But good luck tonight, Coach. We just hope that you guys have enjoyed all of our content that we brought to you out this year. Of course, KVTV's not going anywhere. We'll be back rolling for Henryetta basketball. We'll cover wrestling matches, so we don't drop off any in the wintertime. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us today. Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
As we always say, it's a great day to be Henryetta Knight. Good luck, Knights. Finish out this season strong.
All night light, all day light, all night light. 9-7, 1, 2, 3. Ready, Brian?
Yep, Brad, we're ready at Love Ford in Henryetta to get the best pricing, service, and the value like the Love
A
Plus.
15-year, 150,000-mile warranty, plus lots more at no cost to you.
Set, Brad.
Yep, Brian, Love Ford in just a few months is set to pay off someone's loan who buys from us this year.
Right before the Sooners win the Natty.
So, are you ready to rumble?
Oh yeah, we got way too much inventory.
Go is the word. These vehicles gotta go.
Yep, we have hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles that gotta go.
Go, go, go. We're busting out the seams. Everything is marked to sell fast.
And you get the Love Plus. Ready to save?
Ready to drive fun?
Ready to drive adventure?
Ready to drive your wife crazy? Ready to set boomer? Ready, set, Love Ford. Are you ready?
For the Love Ford Gotta Go sales event Then put a little gravel in your travel and get to Love Ford in Henryetta.
Highway 75 and I-40, or go to iloveford.com.
That's
LUV, baby. Thanks, Charlie.
Is your organization tired of tech headaches? Let Shipman Consulting handle it. From cybersecurity to managed IT services, we keep your IT running smoothly so you can focus on what matters most. Call Shipman Consulting today and experience hassle-free IT. 918-200-9543. That's Shipman Consulting. Shipman Consulting is the proud sponsor of wireless internet for Night Vision TV.
Audio.
Well, good evening, H-Town fans. Coach Justin Bean here, KVTV, in the booth here at what seems like a brand new stadium, about 6-7 years old, here in Atoka. And Night Vision TV and the Henryetta Knight football squad here in Atoka tonight for the final regular season game of 2025. I am here with my production managers, Mr. Trent Tyler to my left, running the stream and providing color commentary. What's up, Trent?
Hello. Hello.
You better get more fired up than that, buddy. And to my right, and I know this guy's going to be fired up, and I'm going to even let him kind of say something into the microphone here, running the camera tonight, and also a production manager who does a lot of stuff during the week, like editing our coaches show, adding our hype video on there that Ella works so hard on for you guys to see, Mr. Lincoln McCarty. What's up, Lincoln?
What up, H-Town? Let's go.
And there you go. Take notes from the senior. That's how you're supposed to address the audience. We're here pretty early. You know, normally we're coming in and getting ready to kick off, but we decided to start a little early just to make sure that we had everything good to go here. Coach Dwayne Dale, athletic director here at Atoka, gave us a nice cushy spot here in their press box in a room all by ourselves. We are running off a wireless internet provided by Shipman Consulting, Mr. Doy Shipman and Jennifer Shipman, great sponsors of KVTV and supporters of pretty much all things that we do here in Night Vision, providing us with our Cricket Wireless hotspot that is providing you, hopefully, quality internet stream. Our streams, our numbers aren't, they're not the best we've ever had, but, we're down here almost in Texas. So, Cricket's, I'm sure, obviously it's a nationwide service, but sometimes places, rurally, you don't always get the best service. But hopefully it will bring you guys a clear picture and good sound. And I'm assuming that all that's coming in right now. We are still 6 minutes and 15 seconds away from kickoff. Trent, what are your thoughts about tonight's game?
I'm really, really excited to see this one. I've heard a lot about this Atoka team. Super young, a lot of freshmen. I watched their people stream when they played Valiant, and their first couple of drives, Valiant actually wasn't able to contain them, and they got 3. They didn't let them score. And then defensively, when they were going against Valiant, they actually played really well. I think Valiant at one point had a 3rd and 30. Me and Braxton Stockholm were watching it, and they not a team that if you let them stick around, they could make a game out of it.
Well, they have put points on the board this year. They beat Morris 49-46. And I don't believe we've scored 49 all year long.
No, I don't.
No, we did against Kellyville opening week. But anyway, no, I think they're young guys. You mentioned them being young and freshmen. They've got quite a few freshmen on the field. I think they're going to be a really good team in 2A2 here in the next couple years. And for all intents and purposes, probably Henrietta's going to have to play well tonight because, Atoka's, even though they're probably not going to make the playoff, I think they have an outside chance if craziness happens tonight. Of course, last night, the biggest game in 2A2, especially in District 8 or District 4, was Vian and Valiant, and the Wolverines took the Valiant Bulldogs to the woodshed last night and just showed how good Vian truly is. We knew they were really good, but Mason Wright and Drake, you guys all right?
Yeah, we might have to
Okay.
update our board.
Drayton Fletcher, running backs for Vian, and Cash Trammell, their quarterback, had a big night. Watched a little bit of that game on the stream from our guys over in Salisaw and their stream. So anyway, what's at stake tonight? We mentioned Morris. Tonight, all Henryetta football fans are Morris Eagle fans because there are a couple of scenarios that would put Henryetta in the playoff next week. The first one, which is under our control, is winning tonight over Atoka, and we must do that for the most part, what we think, by at least 15 points. That would secure 15 district points for Henryetta, which would bring them to 10 plus 10 on the season and at 4-3 in the district. The game we're going to be watching closely is the Wilburton Morris game, and Wilburton, with a win of 10 points or more, will secure their spot in the playoff and knock Henryetta out. Now, if Morris was to play Wilburton to 9 or less or win, Henryetta would take that fourth spot. The only other game that could affect that is down in Spyro, where Antlers will visit the Spyro Bulldogs. And after watching Spyro play last week, I feel like Antlers probably will handle that game fairly easily, but you never know. It's week 10. You never know.